Cyrano is a poet, but he's also a terrific fighter. And this presents a unique challenge for Bill Van Dyke, who plays Cyrano, because he has to recite poetry. Actually, he has to sing poetry at the same time as he's fencing. And this requires tremendous breath control as well as great athletic ability. Watch.
And lunge. Forward. Cut or cuts. Is that better slower, or do you want better faster? One false slip and, you know, whoops, over they go. Oops. There's the big duel. That's the main fight between two people, between Cyrano and Valver. That's a one-to-one fight with swords, cloaks, sword and dagger. The complexity of that one is that he has to sing at the same time.
And that you chose to call it a nose, let me be. Surely one knows some other bombos. Ain't that me? Have you found an original thought? One original thought?
It becomes a fight initially in which Cyrano is fooling around and enjoying himself and having fun. But then he gets hurt in the fight, and fortunately Valver sort of hurts him, and that upsets Cyrano. So then the fight goes for real, and you have the real fight through to the end.
Good target.
We've been constantly working and trying things out and changing things. I mean, they've worked extremely hard and done very well.
Good one. Good.
When you're facing me and you're going for my stomach, the furthest thing from you is my stomach. My knee is a hell of a lot closer. Right. So we should never be that close, but if we were that close, you can't get me if you're going right for the stomach, right, if I know you're going for the stomach.
You build into the fight as many safety rules as possible. You teach actors to fight out of distance, to keep eye contact. That way you see the humanity of the person, and you always have got a link.
Stomach, head, moment, now there. That's it, Bill, that's it. That's the one you want.
On the whole, I would say you would get actors who are easier to move than singers who are easier to move. But it is getting better. I mean, these boys have done wonders. When you see the opening into the cadet scene, and you've got them fighting on tables, and you've got them all on a very high platform, very high, very narrow, fighting virtually in the dark, just in sort of very shadowy light, coming down into the scene. It's tricky, but they're sort of coping very well.
There was a time when an action movie star had to brandish a sword, especially if he wanted to play Cyrano. The actor's trick isn't knowing how to win, it's knowing how not to get hurt.
Wounded in battle, scars everywhere. See? This is dangerous work.
Look, Mama.
Mom, look what they're doing to me.
The brave swordsmen of Cyrano don't fight every battle with steel. For the big battle scene, they bring out the big guns. If only life could be more like the theater, where Malcolm works out every death scene to the last detail.
The thing was that before, when he went forward and it went bang, and we saw the blood spurt out, that was great, and then he could die slowly. Now, unfortunately, because we spray the orchestra and everyone in the front row with blood, it's been reduced. So they're working on the possibility of having a gunshot on sound and a blood bag or whatever to burst. Right. Don't bang the butt of the rifle in anger or in applause or anything, because that'll damage it, and also it may go off.
I mean, even if it's a prop rifle.
What we don't want is, oh, what the heck was that? You know, I mean, it's sort of...
Even if it's a prop rifle, it kills very.
Yeah, it's sort of like getting a sword and touching the blade, you know, and doing that with it, and the audience say, why aren't his fingers dropping off? You should always be worried about the characters in the play, never about the actors in the play. So you should never make a fight ever lose that criterion of danger for the characters and go into the realms of danger for the actors.
know, this is pretty heavy, as a matter of fact. This is a real thing. Sure.
Oh, it's heavier than I thought it would be.
Yeah, you can actually go kill people with that.
Oh, well, but maybe I could
the-
carry this around with me. It's as a
For the purposes of
protective
the
weapon in
for
New
the
York.
purposes of the play,
Yes.
the edges aren't sharp, but you notice
Right.
that there's no protective tip on the end, so you could really do some damage.
Wow, you sure can. Did you ever work with a sword on stage?
I did many times, as a matter of
Yeah.
fact. And when I went to school at Juilliard, we had stage fighting classes. And then I was in many productions where I've had to use a sword. I remember one in particular, The Royal Family, the Kaufman and Ferber play, where I have to long 6-minute duel up on the balcony with somebody while talking at the same time. It's very interesting what happens. It's like a ballet, you know, and we talk about opening night and being worried about what's going on and stuff. When you have a sword fight to do in a play, it really creates a lot of tension because it's such a trust exercise with your partner. And what has to happen, in fact, every night in the half hour before the show, you get together with your partner and go through all the moves. I parry, then I thrust, then I turn, or whatever. So you're reminded of it, and it's fresh. But it is something that creates a lot of tension because if you let it get out of control at all, you're going to hurt somebody. So, you know, tonight there's an important sword fight, and I'm sure that was definitely on Bill Van Dyke's mind as he went into tonight.
This can really hurt somebody.
Yeah.
I should point out that we are now, we have graduated to the indoors. They finally let us
Right.
inside. And behind us, the good people of Roseland putting together the cast party.
They let us crash the party.
Christopher and I will be at later. I don't think we get fed, though. Remember, they said something about being allowed in, but they're not going to feed us. But everyone else will be here. The stars of the show and all the celebrities are here tonight. And so we'll be back live, Cyrano the musical, right after this message.
The men behind the melodies of Cyrano the musical when we return.